we do chat times, which is what today is. We also do we do tutorials. We'll have those on Wednesday and Thursday this week. And we do sales. All the sales are over on TikTok. Unless something happens with TikTok, then it will be on Instagram. To find me on Instagram, it is at Carol, Carol, and then Jo's, Jos. Hi, Vicky. And at LLC. So that is what I am on Instagram. If you're on TikTok, if you go to that CJS logo at the top, CJS logo at the bottom, you get to my profile. Hey, Callie girl, I am wearing white, which is not the thing to wear while I'm trying to read comments. I might have to change that for next live. Or I just take this off because I have a different shirt underneath. So that could work too. Thank you. Aw, thank you, Vicky. That is so sweet of you. So if you go to my profile, there is a line in there that says lemonade and then more at the end. If you touch that, that will take you to 2 boxes down below. The bottom box that has the word tree in it, touch that. That brings up a list. That has all of my different social medias that you can go in and look at. And then you can follow me on Instagram if any, but do that before anything happens here. I'm just pre-warning everybody. We've been talking about it. Hi, Forrest and Finn. We've been talking about it for a week. Hey, Mia. Sorry, I'm going back through comments here and reading comments. Aw, thank you for the heart, me. The hand heart, not the heart, me's the hand heart. Thank you, thank you. So today is chat day. So this is the time that you guys get to ask any types of questions you would like, and we can talk about it as a community here. It can be about jewelry making, growing your small business, just something that's going on that you just want to talk about. We just keep it positive here. So if anybody has any questions, put them in the chat. If not, I am going to be just talking away while I'm working, and I am working on creating my examples for Wednesday's live. So I'm actually taking beads that I can put up for sale. Because I was like, I just got to grab beads. So we're going to do that, and we're going to create a couple of necklaces for the live. All right. Hi, Geraldine. I saw you over there, and I didn't say hi. I'm sorry. That's on me. So, yep. So I am going to create the Wednesday's live is going to be, I forgot what I titled it. Let me go look at what I titled it. You're going to laugh at me because I can't remember what I titled it. It is called Focal Necklace Tutorial. And what it means, we're going to talk more in detail on Wednesday night, but it is about, yep, it is chat time. It is about how to make your necklace the focal of your outfit and how you can make the necklace. That's what we're going to do. Oh, geez. YouTube does it before TikTok. Holy wow. I lost a bead on the, I don't know where it went. Well, hopefully we won't need that bead and we'll be okay. We'll see. All right. So how is everybody doing today? It's Monday. Does anybody have a case of the Mondays? And it's this bead here. It's a cool bead. That's what I'm using to make this while we're working and doing this one. Hi, Shelly Tilly. I am from South Dakota. How about you? If you want to give it, you don't have to. I just tell people I'm from South Dakota. Ooh, yee. I don't want the rain. We're having a dreary day. Good. I'm glad, Joya. Still, that would be very painful. And so far, I hope everybody's okay with the music. Oh, wow. So you're up in the northeast part then. Well, I was going to say, I think Vicky is having, are you having the tornadoes also down there, Vicky? Okay. And I was going to say, I have a goal that I want to try to sell in 1 year to all 50 states. There is someone that I know, she does beads also, and she tries to do every state every month. I don't try to do every state every month. I just want it all in a year, and I'm still a few states short. New York I do have. I just don't have Vermont. I've never sold in Vermont. Vermont, New Hampshire, Delaware I think is the other one, Hawaii. And of all things, states around me, I've never sold in North Dakota, Wyoming, or Montana. I think that's pretty funny. So that is a goal that I have, that I set every year. I don't know that it'll be attainable every year, but let me just say I just set the goal and we'll see how close we get. Hi, Rainbow. I do have my jewelry on my website. It is called CarolJo's.com, and that is CarolJos.com. There you go. You're just the traveler. And I have the jewelry that I make. And then I also do sometimes on TikTok. If you're ever on TikTok, I did one this last Friday, a jewelry sale. I don't do them very often, but I did do one this last week where I would sell the different jewelry that I've made while we were on the lives. Okay, this one is only 14 inches, so I need another, I got to decide here. We have 13. I'm going to do another strand. Okay. Does it really? Oh, shoot. Now I see that. Yep. I'll update that. Thanks, Rainbow. I've got it pulled up here on my backup over here. I was trying to get it done last night in the middle of the night. And that's what I get for trying to work in the middle of the night. I have a template that I just type over so I don't have to keep doing it. Nope, you're not. I got to switch that. So I will update it after I get off the live. You're good. Got it. All right. So this is, I'm going to put the closure on it. This is one of the statement pieces. It doesn't look like what you would think being a statement piece, but this is what I'm going to take. I'm going to take this one off. Yeah, thank you. But no, I need to finish it here. But do you see what I mean by it makes a statement? That's what we're going to be talking about in our live on. I'm just making the examples for Wednesday's live for the tutorial that we're having on Wednesday. So I thought I'm going to work while we are on the live today because today is an extremely busy day. I still got to get, I pulled some of the beads for tonight's live, and then I got to get some things, I got to go pulled from downstairs for the pendants and stuff, and then I'm going to also, we pulled beads so that I can make kits. So yes, we're going to have some kits for the necklaces. Tonight's live is subscriber night. So it will be on TikTok only. It will be at 8 p.m. So what subscriber night is, for those that don't know, on TikTok, you can subscribe to me. That does cost. It's not like YouTube's, sorry, I'm reaching for a tool here. It's not like YouTube where subscriber means you're following me. This is the subscription where you subscribe to me and you pay a fee of $2.99 a month plus tax. And that is where you get to come and claim on subscriber night. I'm going to keep the discount a secret until tonight, but everybody gets, yep, and everybody gets to watch it. You just can't comment if you're not a subscriber. And then also, you'll get a discount on your order. I will announce that at the start of the order and throughout the night. So everybody, I was going on the music here. I was going to ask the question. Are you guys good with the music? Oh, I got to redo my goal here. Hi, Handmade Crafts. How are you today? Let's see what we're gonna do the Jester the Cat. I found that one yesterday, I think it was, or on Saturday, and it was really cool. So I'm doing it again. I did go live for a little bit last night. And I was had every intention to come back on and finish showing you guys the packages, but I was gonna wait until Ryan went to bed before I went on again, and he went to bed right as I was finishing the last package. So I didn't have any packages to do. I just stayed up and finished doing some work. All right. Oh, good. I'm glad you're doing fine. That is the necklace. Doesn't look like, when you look at this, this is where, you know, when you're doing things, you need to somehow or another display it if you're selling, so that they can see here how it can be a statement piece. So that's that one. That one's going to be one of our examples for Thursday or Wednesday night's tutorial. Well, I'm thinking anytime you want to pop a red. I have a friend that wears a lot of white, and then she will just do a pop of a bright color like the red any time of the year to make it just pop. So that's how she does hers. The other bead that I'm going to use to do my example with will be a crackle bead. Yes, we talk about crackle beads, but we got this one here. Oh no, this one isn't a crackle bead. I thought it was when I was looking at it in the package. This one is not. Yep. White and black with color. And that just pops. All right. I need my wire. Here it is. Ooh, he got a kink in him. All right. So what I'm going to do, I think, now that I got my music working again, I just don't do it through Alexa. I have to do it manually. Is do when I'm live on YouTube, I have yet to get any notifications. So I think I can do the Bridgerton soundtrack while we're live. So that is what I think I'm going to do. Just so that we can have music and it not be so quiet. Because I don't like it being quiet when I'm working. Thank you. Thanks for saying that. I've like talked about it. I keep like squirreling us. Anybody working on anything today? Or are we just hanging out on a crappy weather day, it sounds like? And I was going to say, someone else was without power last night, because I don't know if it was because of the storms or not, but I don't watch the news very much because it just brings me down. And for mental health, I just decided I'm not going to watch very much TV. So my question is, was there really bad storms all over in like lower Midwest? And now down south, now they're getting it today. Okay, you're north. Oh. See, I was thinking, I was wondering if it was like Indiana and Kentucky, Illinois. What we do at our house is I just go to the weather app and I only pull up here. Okay. So it was east of us. Well, in someone, we were supposed to get a snowstorm on Saturday and we didn't. And someone that I know lives up by the Minnesota-Wisconsin border up north, the northern area, and they got 5 inches of snow on Sunday. I was like, oh dear. I'm glad we didn't get the snow. That would have been a lot. Taking these off of here because it's driving me nuts pulling them off, because this one isn't just like going straight like the other one. Oh no, that stinks. We had a Duratio. I usually call it a Durango. Duratio, I think is what it is. Go through, and it took down one of our pine trees. And the year before that, we had a tornado go through our front lawn. Not to the house, just the front lawn. And it took out the other one. Those two were um they were planted each year that my husband and his brother were born. His parents planted trees for the year the kids were born. Oh geez. See, we haven't had that. When we had that wind go through, it wasn't wind, it was I mean, if you saw you could see the circles in our lawn, and there was a tornado. Wasn't very big, it was a small one, but just a lot of debris. A lot of trees in our grove went down, but nothing, like none of the buildings came down. We had a snowstorm that took down one of our sides to one of our buildings. And so we had to rebuild that in the last year. Oh, geez, Joya. Okay. I'll see you tonight. There we go. I am making the examples that I'm going to be doing for our tutorial on Wednesday night. So I make jewelry here, and then we do tutorials on jewelry making, and to have chat time, we're having chat time. So this is one of them that I made. It's called a focal necklace tutorial. It's not about the technique, it's about how to make it the focal of your outfit. So that's what we're going to have a class on Wednesday night. Friday, we're going to do another tutorial. I do tutorials and chat times both on TikTok and on YouTube. So you'll be able to see that over here on YouTube. We will also have Friday during the day. I just don't remember the time off the top of my head. It might be 1 o'clock, but don't quote me. It is a tutorial. We're going to make a chunky necklace. And that one will be a little bit more time consuming than the Wednesday one, but they're both really cool when you think about how to make them the focal and it's about the trend that's going on right now for necklaces. We did last week, for the last 2 weeks, we've done the trend of the layered looks and what the trend is for the spring and summer. And now we're switching it over to what the chunkier or focal look is. So we're trying to incorporate so that we can make things for what we see in fashion right now. And with our chat times, since it is chat time, if you guys have questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. We'll go ahead and answer them. This is a community here where we can all just talk when we have chat times. If you guys know the answer to the questions that are up, you guys can reply. I do read them so the other social media knows about it, since I'm live on 2 different social medias. And we just have fun time here, just talking about life too. Okay, let's see how long this one is. Oh, need to do a little bit more. And I'll show you this one when I get it done. And these are going to be our 2 examples. There we go. So what is everybody doing? Joy had to leave because she's going back to cleaning. But what is everybody else doing today? Anybody got any fun plans? And not so fun plans, because you know what? This is called life. Not every day is a fun day. And I'm having a hard time with my Sunday Fun Day post because I haven't done much on Sundays yet lately. All right. Oh, we went over on this one. That's okay. Oh boy. Ooh. I'm doing good, Mary Ellen. How about you? Hi, Patty B. Yes, I did. It's packaged up and it is on its way to the post office. I don't know if Ryan has gone yet to the post office, or if he'll go over lunch, or if he'll go after work, but it will go to out to you today. And I was going to tell you, someone won a necklace on, and I can't remember if it was Friday night or Saturday, but it was either Friday or Saturday. Okay, sounds great, Callie girl. And they said to gift it to someone, and it was a style I figured you would like. So when you see that extra necklace in there, I hope you like it. You'll have to let me know what you think of it. Yeesh. You're welcome, because they wanted to gift it to somebody. All right. Almost done with this one. There we go. I was going to say, you can email me or you can message me here. Either works. The one place I don't check a lot is Instagrams, and I'm sorry. Sorry. I can't be your boyfriend. This is the other one that I made. Now, when you look at these two, you do not think, and I made this one 20 inches and this one's 18. When you look at these two, hi Elizabeth, you do not think focal when you see this, but how we're going to talk about it and how you can make it be the focal is what we're going to do. It's about how you can take something very simple and make it the focal. Okay, so that is what we're going to talk about on Wednesday night's tutorial. I think that's 8 p.m. Central on Wednesdays when we're doing that one. I will have to, I'm going to start on Wednesday working on Friday's tutorial example. I already have it in my head what it is. I know how to do it. I just haven't made one that I have right here to show you. But I'll make it so you guys can see it ahead of time. That one to me will be really cool too. Hi, Rose. The one on, so like for today, the tools that I used to make the ones that we're going to do on Wednesday, it's just the flush cutter and the crimp plier. That is the only tools, and the bead stopper. Those are the only tools that I needed. But for Fridays, I am actually going to use the one-step looper. And I'm going to use the 1.5 millimeter one. So that's what we're going to do for that one. And I'm like so excited to make these examples. And so what I'm going to do for our kits for this week is tonight's live. I'll do kits for the one that we're going to do the tutorial on Wednesday. And then Friday night's bead sale will be some kits from Friday morning or afternoon. I don't remember what time it is from that tutorial. So the tutorials that we're doing, the 2 tutorials, I'm going to make kits with them. So just to let y'all know. So, and that's what I was pulling beads for earlier. I just need to put the beads into bags with everything else. Okay, I'll look for it when I get off then. Thank you. So that is what we've got for kits coming up for this week. I had another idea for kit. I know everybody's loving them. Now that I have more time to do this, I can spend time doing the kits. I just have to think about what I want to do. And one of them that I was going to do, but I didn't get to do it, and I could probably do this for Friday night too, is I have these yellow heart cabochons. See if we can get that to focus there. There we go. And I was thinking about making those. Yep, you sure can. I was thinking about making those into kits for the earrings. This is one of the necklaces that I made. And this is the other one. These are the examples for Wednesday nights. I'm going to go get my neck so you can see it. Oh, yeah, where I'm just not holding it. So hold on, let me go grab my neck. He needs to be lint rollered, and I haven't done that in a while. Excuse me. So this is the 20-inch one. So that. Yeah, you sure can. And this is an 18-inch. So yeah, I was gonna say people have been liking them, literally. And the thing is that it's just a red bead. So now I'm going to tell you guys, this is why I want, when we talk about, this is what I'm excited about for Wednesday. And I don't want to go over everything right now because I want to do it on Wednesday. But when I show you guys the bead, I'll show you what I do. You guys know my drill. When we do this, I'll be like, I have this red bead. And people are like, okay, it's a red bead. And so, and I've got, you know, I'll be like, I have it in a strand, I have it in bags, yada, yada. We talk about it. And I try to give you guys like things or thoughts to be like, okay, yep, I could use it doing that. This is the most simple way to make this necklace. It is just with the lobster clasp in the back. And this is what I want you guys to think about when you are, if you're one that sells your jewelry that you make, is how can I promote this so that it is out there? And I literally was like, almost put this out as one of our tutorials. This is an 8mm bead, so you wouldn't be able to loop large charms because of the size of it. Because those usually have about a 3 to 4mm size hole. Unless you would put an 8mm or larger jump ring onto that one, like a charm, then you could, depending on what you want, what you have. I was thinking the large hole beads charms, but if it is, you could put a 10mm jump ring on it and then put it on there, and that would work too. Then you can loop it on there if that's what you're trying to say too. But what I almost did this week for a tutorial, and I was going to ask you about is if you do in-person shows, do we want to talk about displays for in-person shows on one of our tutorials? Would that help you out? Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. And then also thinking about if you're doing lives here, how to do that. Okay, we can do that. And I'll probably bring more pictures. Like I'll probably have like my tablet up and show you guys pictures while we did that. How did it go, Patty? Did it go good? I'm hoping for ya. The cha-cha bracelet is the bracelet where you put all the beads on a piece of chain. I'll grab one here and show it to ya. Here, I got 2 of them here. Ah, that's a good thing. So this is the black and white one with like grays in it and stuff. So this is one of the cha-cha bracelets. And the other one is this one. This one's my blue one. Those are actually mine. I'm not selling those. That one's actually mine. Those are my cha-chas. I have another one too. I just grabbed the ones that I could find. I want to cut off, I think, this much of my hair. It's just at a point where it's like driving me nuts. But then I can do different styles with it. So that's why I'm like, I'm excited for you. And so sometimes it's about how you can display things. The cha-cha bracelets, are you asking, Rainbow? The blue one here. This is the one because I did these as kits too. So someone else, Geraldine over on TikTok is working on hers. Yes, these are very, very popular. Aw. Yep, that is perfect. I was going to say, think about this, and this is the inspiration of not exactly what we're going to work on Friday for our tutorial, but think something similar. And so I don't know how much, because doing these bracelets takes like a couple hours sometimes. Let me look into that, Rainbow, and do that, okay? Yep. Literally, that's what we're all here for, is to uplift each other and have fun. Because if we're in this to do it, and sometimes I will tell you, selling is hard, and it's not from the aspect of like, you have to go outside your comfort zone is the hardest. Amy says it takes more than a few hours. It just all depends on how quickly you can make the pieces. That's real. And I've gotten it down to, I can sit in front of the TV and do it. When Ryan's watching TV, I would do it a lot before. Rose says paperwork is the hardest. And yeah, there are different parts, but like keeping track of everything. And what I mean by that is you would not know what I do behind the scenes because I've never explained this to you guys. For me to get ready for a show, you know, when I'm doing a bead sale show here online. Um, it is, yep, those are with head pins, Janet. Is that what, or you're asking about head pins? Um, that is where the time and stuff for me is getting things ready. I create and I have this spreadsheet set up, so I just copy it and do it for every live. But I have the cost of each, like if I'm selling this bag of beads, I can tell you on my spreadsheet how much this bag of beads costs for me to purchase the bag of beads. Then I have a formula that I use where I have, because I have two people that help me out, get things ready for the shows and sort and do all that kind of stuff. And so because of that, I have to have that cost in there. You know, if you get $25 or more, it's free shipping. So I have to have that cost in there. I literally have a way that I can, at the end of each show, after I've sold what I sold during that show, tell you how much that cost. And if everybody pays their invoice from that show, I can figure out how much I will make as a profit. Woohoo! All right, we get to do bead soup giveaway. I probably should put the, I'm getting excited to give it to you guys. Let me put a color in here. And over here on YouTube, you guys can do the color too. Just let me get the other items so that I can watch. I can't be entering in the color or gabbing stuff. Ooh, that's cool. Okay, I got the two items. I've got to think of a color. Okay. All right, you guys, both sides of here, you guys can put the color in the comments. And whoever guesses the color first between TikTok or YouTube and watching both, that is who will win. Somebody got it over here in TikTok, and that is Amy. You got it. It is the color white is what I went with. And somebody else got it right after that. So it was white. And then Amy, you have your choice. We have bead soup. This one is called Sunrise. So that's the Sunrise bead soup. And then there's the other side of the bag. It is yellows, reds, orange, and clears. Aha. And then, or you can do the bracelet. It is a clear and black bracelet there with glass. It is the toggle wire closure. It's not a stretchy. I knew I had one on here. I got a piece of paper. Gonna write Amy's name on here. Today is the last day of the month. All right, I'll get you that. Congratulations, Amy. You got the bead soup. Buttercup did that one. Hi, Candy. So, but I need her to make more bead soup because we only have 3 bags left. 2 Easter eggs and 1 mix. So she's got to make us some more. Hey, I think I found the red bead. I did. There's our red lonely bee bead. It was underneath my foot. You're welcome. Let's see how many in a bag. There's 20. Okay. So yeah, so what I do, like I said, for every show is, and when I mean a show, isn't over here, I can tell you how much everything was for that show, how much my profit margins are, all of that. You have a great day, Mary Ellen. 10, 15, 20. It is the Bridgerton music. I can actually play that here on YouTube, so I can do it. All right, I got one bag. I got to find another bag here so I can put this other one in there. So, and that's the part of like trying to figure it out. Um, so for me, and that was one thing that was really big for me, is to be able to figure out where my profit margins are, because sometimes that is hard to do. I know. I will be sitting here binge watching it. So what happens is I create the spreadsheet when I have the idea, everything that I've picked. So how I do my lives is different than doing them in there. But you have to think about, when you're selling, you have to get in the mindset of what you're selling and how you can sell it and that type of thing. So you have so many hats that you wear as a business owner. You have to have the accountant, where you keep track of everything. You have the marketing, which is what we'll talk about more when we are doing the display, when I put that tutorial in, and how we can display it. And so for me, when I'm doing my lives, my marketing part isn't about the display. It's about telling you, how could you use this? Just like I said, if I took that strand of beads, would you think about doing that? It's part of why we do the tutorials. In all honesty, and I will always be honest, I don't tell you guys things that I wouldn't tell someone else. I'm not hiding what I do here. And that is, we talk about, when I bring something up, I will be like, okay, we could probably do this, this, or this with it. And it's just because I want you to look at, if you just saw this package of bead that looks like this, are you going to think, all I need to do is restring it? That's the thing I want you to think about, is how you can make it very simple. But when you then go to do this, you're going to want to display it in a way that people are going to be like, I want that. That stood out. So for me personally, going from selling jewelry to selling beads was a whole different type of a marketing aspect to it. And it was a little bit of a flip. If you would have been with me 2 years ago when I started this to where I'm at today, Mary Ellen was actually and Joya, they are some of the very, very OGs. I will tell you guys, they are the OGs. They were there in my first shows. And I would hold up the bead, and there's some of you here that remember this. I'd be like, I have this 8mm red AB glass bead. I have 150 of the beads. They're 5 cents a piece. Literally how I used to do it. And then I put them in a bowl so you could see what they all look like together. And I would take everything off of the strands and sell. Yep, there you go. Rose is putting that in the comments as I'm saying it. That is funny. And do it that way. And it was time consuming on the end of like trying to get everything sorted. So literally, that's why we have changed and do strands and we do bags. Hi, Maria. Yep, Michelle, she'll remember it. So yeah, some of you are still here, and it's been 2 years. And that's what I totally 100% appreciate, is that you guys have stuck through all of the changes to get to where we are today. Will I next year do it the same way? I don't know. We'll see. But, and that's where, we talked about doing kits, and that's where that evolved. And you guys kept asking for kits, but working a full-time job and doing this part-time, I didn't have time to do kits. Now with just doing this, I can do kits, and that's why I'm bringing them. I actually have more time to do things, even though I don't know if how much time I spend here. It's been increased, and I don't know if my time is less or more than when I was doing both jobs. But the thing is that, because we're only a month into it, for me personally, I like where we're going to. And so I would just hope that you guys like it too. And just thinking about everything, I can now be more thought through what we're going to bring for tutorials. Like, I literally sat there when I was doing this last night going, do I want to do the 2 necklaces, or do I want to do a display? And then I thought, I don't know if I have enough time to be able to get everything together to give a good tutorial on displays, but I could spend time this week putting it together for next week. So that's like where we're evolving to with here for me personally, is that we have more time, but I also want to be thoughtful about it and bring good information to you. So I'm just being truthful and honest with y'all. You know I'll be that way. And I found out yesterday somebody charges for us, like what we're doing here on chat times where we're bringing things to a tutorial. She calls it mentoring, and she charges to mentor. I had never in my life ever thought to charge you guys to mentor, nor do I want to. It's part of her business model. I'm not knocking her business model at all. I don't want you guys to think that. That is her business model, and people do it, and that is okay. I just don't want to. And I will tell you, I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to charge you. I don't want to keep that information from other people. And I don't want to, I literally am not telling you that to put her down. That's her business model. But what I want to say about it is I'm just grateful you guys come back and buy beads from me. That's where I do it, is because we can do other things. And not everybody can afford to buy beads, but they need to hear how to do their business so that they can make money to support their family or to support their life. And that's really where I come from, is that this is about uplifting each other. So that is where I'm going to go with that. I will not. We talk about what the word gatekeep, and it was funny because if anybody watched Sunday Morning yesterday, they talked about buzzwords. And one of the things I think about with that is that gatekeeping is like a buzzword to me, but I would not keep this information from you. I want you to grow. And that's why I find it very important that I try not to cut the chats, even though sometimes the chats do not have a large attendance in them. Um, they are the really truly the thing is I think our chat times helps us as human beings because we are positive here, we are sharing, we are willing to help each other out, and that I think helps us as a community. You know, I've had groups where you just sit and talk about things so that it can help. You don't know if someone's having a problem with anything unless someone says something in here and asks a question, and you're like, I've had that question, but I didn't ask it. I know. And that's the thing is that the reason why I do that is because I don't want you to buy it when you could have gotten something else. It really truly comes down to how would I feel in that situation? I hope I never, ever, 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 and if I do, please tell me because this is not how I want to run it. I don't want you to think that when we do the sales, is that all I want is your money. It's not. I want us to uplift each other, be able to support each other. Your money that you're putting into buying beads, whether it's for a business or a hobby, you only have so much. And if you bought 5 strands of the same bead and you only really wanted one, that meant you cannot have 4 other strands to make something cool. So that's why I do tell you. And if you guys want to know, so like this weekend when we were doing that, it's because those items were not that old. We brought back from Friday to Saturday. I'm going to tell you. I can't tell you on the charms or the silicones because of how I do those sales. I don't keep track of who bought what. But if we have a sale night, I have on that piece of paper, I'm writing it down so that we can do the processing later. And I have it. So if you ever want to know any of the items that I say I bring back, because it was 6 months ago, literally, if you want to know if you've ever purchased it from me, you can ask me in the chat because I do bring now. I didn't do this when I first started doing the bring backs, but I use the same piece of paper from 6 months ago to today, so I can tell you how much you bought the last time. So if you ever want to know, you just have to ask. But I figured in 6 months you might have used the bead. So that's why I haven't done that. But if you ever want to know, just ask. You know how I know? Eh, when I'm going to grab a box and I will show you how my niece calls it anal. I call it organized. I'm going to grab this box here, okay? And you will understand. So I have a ton of these little plastic boxes in my basement. When I mean a ton, I probably have about 20. These are beads that didn't sell out the first time I had them up for sale. Oh, thank you. This is my bead wall. It is all the beads. This behind me here is actually my personal collection of beads. It's a little bit bigger than this. I'm not saying that to brag it. It took me to, in May, I will have beaded for 20 years. I've made jewelry for 20 years in May. This bead wall is 20 years in the making. So I'm proud of it because it's my baby of my business. So I love it. So when I told you I do things to get things ready for the bead sales, so I create a piece of paper that will tell you here the date of the sale. It will have this. I used to do item numbers. I don't do that anymore. And then the description, and then the cost. And then I'm going to cover up some of my information of where I sourced it from so that I can find it again if I need to, because I don't want to. I found out I used to tell everybody where I sourced all of my beads at. I would be able to say, hey, I got it here. It ended up biting me in the butt too many times. I wouldn't hide the information from people. I just don't give it out as regular as I used to. So that's what I will say about that. That's why I'm going to cover that part up. I have like where I sourced it from here in the middle and like information about it. And then here is where I write down who bought it and the number and how many I have left. And so with that information, then I take, and when I bring it back, I will on here, so that we know where we did, draw a squiggly line. This is literally what we do. We draw a squiggly line, and then I will say when I bring it back, we have 2 strands, and then I'll put the other 2 who bought it or, you know what, claimed it on our live. But if, let's say, Paige is here, if Paige said, hey, did I buy that 6 months ago? I could tell her yes or no. And it's in the bag with my beads. That's how I know. And then if it sells out, it goes into containers that I have them in order by date. And I have a spreadsheet that if you told me on this order, this number or this item, I can go on my Excel spreadsheets. I can go in there and put in a search and find it. And so because of that, then literally if you tell me, and it was funny because one person she emailed me afterwards and said, hey, I really loved the bead that I bought from you. It was pink. It had pink in it. So I went to her invoice of what she paid in Shopify. I found the pink bead, went and looked it up on my spreadsheet, and I said, I have 3 strands. I went downstairs, pulled the 3 strands, and I said, yes, I have 3 strands of that. She goes, I want 2. I said, okay. Shipped her off 2, and she goes, really? I wanted the one that was 2 down from there. It was called Antique White, but it had little hints of pink in it. She goes, I want 2 strands of that. I'm like, let me check. Yep, I have 2 strands. And we're getting her 2 strands of that. So literally, if you see something and if I still have it available, I will check, I will look, and I can do it. It just takes me probably about 10-15 minutes to do that. And sometimes I get so stuck in my I'm on here mode, I forget to go check. So when you guys ask me those questions, I can check. I just got to remember to check it. Because if I read the email or the message while we were in the car driving someplace, I'm not with my beads. So yeah, that's how I do that. Hi, I am doing great. How about you today? But I had to learn in the last 2 years to get there. So in the first 6 months, I wasn't this organized of running the bead sale part of this. And so like I've really had to think about how to be organized for the front end part in prepping for the sales, and also we don't sell out of every item every sale. And so I had to sit here and think about how to store those so I could find them again. And literally that's what it came down to, is that, and it came down to when people would ask me about, oh, thank you, Maria. I had to think about like, how can I find it easier? I don't know that they can be put in the washing machine. I have never washed mine ever. When they get, I'm going to show you, I'll show you, Victoria. You're going to see they get dirty, like this one here is dirty. I use those here when I'm doing it, but if I were to show it on camera, I have one that's camera ready. And I have never washed them, so I don't know. So I'll show you here. I think this one's full. Oh, that one's not full. This one full? Yeah. Okay. I want to show you a full one. So not all of them are completely full. Oh, great. So they have little containers in there that are 4 different sizes. Large, medium, small, and tiny is what they're called. This is called the Bead Storage Solution by Elizabeth Ward. So when you open up the trays, they have each have a lid, each have a tray, and then they have the little, guess what this one is, everybody? This is all I have left of this one. They each have their own container, and then you just lift it up on the side here, and then they have their own lid, so you don't lose them. Okay, you guys know, today I have on the lilac color. Nope, it's not Appetite. I have the Riverstone in purple or lilac-ish color. I wore the green one, I think it was, the other day. Here's the blue. The same beads as my necklace. This is all I have left of the blue. That's this necklace. That bead. That's Riverstone. Yep. And so, she actually, Elizabeth Ward doesn't sell them. She has other distributors sell them. So this is what I'll tell you. When I started using this, I actually saw this on a different craft show, and I Googled Elizabeth Ward, found her email address, emailed her, where can I buy them at? Do you sell them? In the middle of the night. She emailed me back like 5 minutes later. Now, listen, when I got that email, I was like, wow, I've never had a business email me in the middle of the night. And now, as I've like really gotten to know about these, I'm surprised she even emailed me back, because she just sells them through distributors. I was like, holy crap. Do I have the email? Probably not. But holy wow, can I say? So anyways, you know, we talk about when you're starstruck. That was now a starstruck. But you can go on the Zon. You can do Tea to the Moo. You can do any of them and just put in there like storage solutions. I can't remember, Rainbow, if you're still on, how you found them. I can't get these beads anymore. That's the problem. I cannot get them. But yeah, they literally, you can Google it in theirs and they can find them. They are not, you have to find like sales for them, or go directly from China over type thing, because they can get very spendy. The When I bought them, I got them through a distributor, and I could get them at wholesale, but because of having a business, but that business was bought out by Michael's years ago, and I can't get them that way. Okay, so you can get them on the shop here on TikTok too. So there's lots of different ways to get them. And I will tell you, my bead wall took me 2 to 3 years to get all the containers, because there's a lot there and I couldn't justify spending that much money at once. Also, I was gonna say, this wall part, that is actually from a closet store. How you can have like different where they go in and build custom closets for you. This was one of their display models, and they were getting rid of this color. So that's how I ended up getting it. It is actually two parts of a closet. Like these two shelves here, this one and this one is one. And then you'll see there's a little gap here, or double up, where there isn't here. And then I have two over here. And they're 8 foot tall. So they're 4 foot, each is 4 foot wide. So it's 8 foot wide and 8 foot tall. But I got them on a deal because they were discontinuing this color. So, whoop, I'm trying to do a puzzle piece here so we can keep going. There we go. So that is what I have for my bead wall. Hello, Val. How are you? I was gonna say I miss you. What we had last night for dinner was really yummy, but I don't know if you'll be able to do it in the short notice. We did turkey breast and twice baked potatoes. I'll see if I can find another one, because I don't know what we're doing tonight. But sorry, Val is one of my kids. So those of you that are new, they do. You can take the pastry. You can get a pastry thing. Like, it's not the pizza one, but it's similar to it. And then you can put on there cheeses and meats, roll it up, and bake it. I think that's another one. I want to try that. So if you find a recipe for it, pass it back, because I want to try that. So, all right. Well, I'm going to get going here. We are, my dad is actually going to get an apartment when he gets back. You know what we do with the rotisserie chicken? We either make chicken salad or we make chicken fajitas with it. That's my ideas with the rotisserie chicken. We buy them and then I don't pick it. My husband does. And then we make fajitas, and we do it in the air fryer. Ooh, burritos is yummy. Or a burrito bowl. Ooh, chicken enchiladas. That's another one. I love like the bowls where you put the meat, the rice, the beans, and then guac, sour cream, shredded chicken. Or we even make walking tacos where you get the Doritos, crush those up in the bottom, and then put your toppings on it. Now I'm hungry. But I got to go do a walkthrough with my dad's apartment that he is going to be living in for this summer. So I do need to get going. God, we're having a good conversation. I will be back on at 8 p.m. On TikTok only. Sorry, YouTube. I won't be live here later. But if you want to watch on TikTok, if you are someone that has it also, I am CarolJo's LLC also on there. There we go. Rainbow put in the chat what she uses to find those. we'll be doing our subscriber night. So if you are on TikTok, it's that yellow star down below with the white line around it. That will, if you subscribe, you will be able to comment and claim tonight. Otherwise, yay, I'm glad your mom will be happy. Otherwise, we will, you can listen to it. You just can't comment. And everybody who is a subscriber and purchases or claims will get a discount on those items that they claim tonight. So we will see you all in a little bit. You all have a good afternoon. Bye.